I always had a pivotal, big micro agreement that was the solidifier. And if I got a yes here, it was 99.9% that I'm moving through and completing an application. If I got a yes at this one point. But man, this made me hundreds of thousands of dollars right here. So Chris, I'm assuming if we can find you something affordable that allows you to take care of this for Lisa and the boys, that you'd want to at least apply for this to see if we can get you covered, right?
Yes. Dude, that is gold.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Life Insurance Academy podcast. I'm in studio with Chris Ball today. And Chris, we just came off some live coaching.
We did, man.
We did a week last week of an in-house telesales bootcamp. We offer those, by the way.
We do.
We bring in 16 to 20 people. We put snipers in the room. We put brand new people on the phone. Scripts. They're sweating. They've never done it before. We've given them scripts. We give them dialers. We give them all the tools. Make sure they got their carriers all lined up. They get on the phones. Their voice crackles.
Yes.
And they're sweating, and we listen in.
We eavesdrop.
And we coach them.
That's right.
We coach them on how to win. We had a day and a half last week. We had $25,000 in premium written in a day and a half.
27 applications.
27 apps. We had 14 agents write business, most of them for the first time.
Boom.
Boom.
Done.
We're coaching it.
Do
We're
you
coaching
want that?
it live.
Do you want that, America?
So
who wants that, America?
We just came off of that, and I've been thinking about one of the things that we haven't talked about in a long time, which for me was absolutely crucial to getting buy-in and commitment from the client.
Okay.
Before the new agent gets so far into the presentation, and
it was a lead,
and they get to the end, and they're like, "Oh, I want to think about it," or "I don't have a budget," or "I lost my job." Or I got to wait till the new year. I got to wait till I get my tax return.
Yeah.
What? You got to wait till you get your tax return to buy your life insurance?
That's a long time.
Wow. Are you going to pay annually? What are you doing here? This is just a monthly
you get your
deal.
Tax return.
So all these things. And in this coaching session and series that we've been working on with these new agents in these telesales boot camps, we kind of got back to our roots again. And one of the things that came out was like, the one secret thing that you can do throughout your presentation that gives you like a 98% close ratio.
That's strong.
What say
98%.
you? What say you? The one secret thing. The one secret formula.
You want to make sure that people are with you.
Yes.
Throughout the presentation. That's very, very
important. Or when you're on
important.
vacation and your family's supposed to go with you.
Right. Yes. Well, that is true. I'll say, like, we've done guided tours of places.
There's movies about that.
Yeah. Yes. Home Alone. You don't want a Home Alone.
Oh, that's what that was.
You don't want a Home Alone scenario.
No.
Where you're leaving Kevin behind.
Kevin.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of
Can we put like that
agents-
image of Kevin screaming right here? Kevin. Are you leaving your peoples behind?
That's the question. Are you leaving people behind? And I think a lot of agents do because they're stuck in the system. They're not aware.
They think their goal is to get to the quotes.
Yes.
If you're an agent trying to get to the pricing to give them some quotes, let me get you some quotes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to break. There's breakage. So the thing that we're talking about is tie downs.
What?
Yes, tie down, which is a funny statement.
Tie
downs? Talking
downs?
about making sure somebody's with you. You tie them up and you pull them with you. Like it's not
tie
like
downs.
that. I like the image that you use. It's like when I think you've said it this way, when there's a boat, you need to cover it. And
No,
I swear you said
tent.
that.
When you go,
it's a tent.
when you're going camping, backpacking.
I want
Of course, you don't do that a lot, so
No,
you don't know how the process works.
Tell me exactly how this works. I'm going to take notes. There's a tent and you sleep in it? Weird. Why would you ever do that?
Go ahead.
Spiders.
No, I'm going to let you describe it.
No.
Sorry.
No.
It's on you.
No spiders, man.
No edits.
So you have this tent. Gosh, this is not going to go well. And you want to go around the edges of the tent and make sure that it's tied to the stakes.
You got to stake it down before you put the tent up.
That's what it is.
Because if the wind blows, what's going to happen?
You're going to lose your tent.
You're going to blow your tent
That's
away.
obvious.
Miranda's in studio with us today.
Yeah.
Miranda's my executive assistant. She's in studio with us today. She's shaking her head over there.
Like, don't call
thinking,
me over
is
here.
this what happens in the studio? And it does. Can we cut to a headshot, just a headshot of it, like those fat headshots of people, just one right here of Miranda. Boop, right there.
That's Miranda.
There it is, right there. All right. So
we want to make sure
the tent doesn't blow away.
The tent doesn't blow away, or your sail doesn't blow away, or your sail.
You do want to catch the wind in your sail. That's a different analogy, Chris.
Yes.
You don't want your tent to blow away.
You don't want to lose your client.
You got to stake it down so that when it gets rough, it's still there.
That's right.
So in your presentation, are you tying down
along the way,
or getting commitments from your client along the way, or are you rushing to get to the quotes?
Right.
What are you doing? Are you getting commitments along the way, or are you rushing to get to the quotes?
Think about that. Because I think most people would say they're rushing.
They don't feel like they're rushing, but man, they're moving fast.
Yeah.
Especially when we get new agents in these telesales.
Oh, that is the number one issue.
It's like they're trying to ask the questions and check. Oh, let me get to the quotes. And they think, if I hurry up and get to the quotes, they may pick one.
Right.
What kind of a salesperson are you? Would you buy
new
from
one.
that person? A new one. That's
one.
right. That's right. So what is a tie down, man?
A tie down is a positive statement. So you're going to make a positive statement, an affirmative action, question, or statement at the end of it.
Yeah. So it's a positive statement followed by affirmative response question.
Yes.
Positive statement followed by an affirmative response question.
Right. You want to give an example?
Sure.
Okay. I can give an example, right? In our presentation, and we give options.
Sure.
And for me, for our options, I'm looking for those opportunities for tie downs where I can make sure that the tent's not blowing away. So one option is do nothing. That could be an option for a client. And that may be weird to some people. Even that idea is strange.
Why would you
suggest
that they could do nothing?
Yeah.
One of your options, Mr. and Ms. Client, is that you could choose to do nothing.
Right. Yeah. Some agents are like, why would you even mention that? Right?
Yeah.
But we want to address it because that is an option. Now, we've done all the work ahead of time to get to where we can, you and I have talked about this, tie down a response that they would agree that doing nothing is not going to work for them. Or we're closing the door behind us of that as an option, right?
So what would your question look
I would say, now, Roger, one option that you could choose is to do nothing. Now, I know that's not an option for you because when we spoke, you talked about how important Rose was to you. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. Right. So we know that's not an option because of your relationship with Rose.
That's right.
And we've already identified the need. You told me you wanted it, and we move forward. But I don't want to make that assumption, right? I could say it this way. Roger, one option is to do nothing. The next option is to go down to a funeral home. And I could just do that and keep going. The third option is a guaranteed final expense program. And I can assume
which
you're with me.
of those do you like best?
Yeah. I could assume you're with me all the way through. And then at the end, I need to think about it. But I didn't tie it down along the way. Now we know that's not an option for you because you told me how important.
Chris, I'd even like to take it back to when you're doing the discovery and you're trying to uncover the need.
Yeah.
Right? So when we talk about the 5 fundamentals of the one call close and we're talking about the stakes, right? And we're uncovering the stakes.
Right.
And I'm talking about why they may have filled out a request or why they're looking for coverage. And we start identifying who. We always say the stakes are important and the stakes have a name.
Correct.
Who is at stake? It's not what is at stake, it's who. Who is at stake? And so if your person that's at stake is Lisa, and you say, yeah, I want to make sure I got some coverage for Lisa, I'm going to explore that. Why now?
Yeah.
Tell me what it would look like if you don't have coverage for Lisa. What is that money designed to be used for? What would Lisa use that money for? And we're going to talk about that. And I can say something like, Chris, I can tell by how you're speaking about your family and Lisa that you're a good husband and a good dad, aren't you?
Yeah, I do all right.
Because there's lots of dads, Chris, that just think about doing this, and they make themselves feel good,
Right.
telling themselves they're going to get these things put in place. And so I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And just the thought of them going to do it makes them feel good, but they've never actually completed it and got it done. You seem like the person that actually gets things done, aren't you?
I guess so. Right. You're
Those are
edifying along with
positive
that.
statements in the
Correct.
form of edification with an affirmative response question. That's called a micro agreement.
Right.
So now you're coming with me.
Yes.
It's hard for you. So this actually speaks back to one of the courses we actually have inside the Life Insurance Academy called the Principles of Influence in Selling. And that principle is the principle of consistency.
Right.
So people don't want to be inconsistent with themselves. I know that sounds really weird, but like if you make a statement that, yes, I believe something, yes, I want something, it's then almost nearly impossible for you to turn around and go in the opposite direction of the thing that you said you wanted or
And
what
who
you
you
believed
are.
in and who you are, because it's
your character.
inconsistent. It's inconsistent with your character. So the principle of consistency has to be revealed. So what is it that you believe in? That's why we ask, why is this important to you?
Yes.
What is this for? This is for Lisa. This is for Tyler. This is for Cam. It's important to you that you have this in place for them, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. These are micro agreements.
Correct.
Working with new agents on the phone, sometimes they forget all of those.
Yeah.
They're saying words on a script
Moving through the script to get to the
options.
right.
Let me give you some quotes. Quotes, they say quotes.
Yeah.
Please don't say quotes, especially to clients.
Yeah.
So Chris, for me, I always had a pivotal, big micro agreement that was the solidifier. And if I got a yes here, it was 99.9% that I'm moving through and completing an application. If I got a yes at this one point. And it was long before I got in any underwriting. And it was long before I got the money. And it was long before I asked for Social Securities. And it was long before I had to get their check-in and routing number.
Right.
And it was typically right after we talked about the benefits of the plan and the guarantees and what they were going to be getting from this type of program. And I would say this. You guys should write this down, record it, and stop it. But man, this made me hundreds of thousands of dollars right here. So Chris, I'm assuming if we can find you something affordable that allows you to take care of this for Lisa and the boys, that you'd want to at least apply for this to see if we can get you covered, right?
Yes. Yeah. Now I could say to you, that is a tie down. This is, to me, this feels like it's kind of a little more weight to it because it reveals some things. Like if I said to you, it's definitely something that we'd consider or think about.
So you don't want to proceed.
Right.
If we can find the affordable plan.
Well, it's something we'd definitely think about it because it is important to us.
You'd think about the importance of it, or you want to actually do it?
Right. Well, it would depend.
It depends on what?
Well, it depends on if it fits in our budget. We're going to have to crunch some numbers, make sure that it's...
Exactly. And that's exactly why I said if it's affordable for you.
Right. Okay.
Because if you remember what I said, if we can find something that's affordable...
Right.
I'm assuming you'd want to at least apply for this to see if we can get you covered. Right? It's got to be affordable,
It
yes?
does, yeah.
Yes,
it would have to be affordable.
Here's the great news, Chris. You get to decide on how much money you want to put in the plan for Lisa.
Okay. I can live with that.
I don't choose that number.
Right.
You get to choose that number. If you want to set aside $80 a month for Lisa or $250 a month for Lisa, that's entirely up to you and how much you want to set aside for her and what type of plan you want to set up for the kids. I'm assuming you're not going to give me a number that's too high, are you?
No. No.
So you're going to give me an affordable number.
Right.
We can match that number. I'm assuming you want to at least apply to see if we can get you covered, right?
Right. Dude, that is gold. Everything there.
Yeah.
We should charge for this. What are we doing with our lives? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, guys.
We do. It's inside of courses and coaching.
It is.
We do charge for this.
That is true. We do.
But this is so important. I just sat with an agent and she said, I had 5 presentations yesterday and I get to the end and they want to think about it. One person said they got laid off. They don't have a job. They need to wait right now. One person said they were moved out of their house and they're living with a family member and they don't have the funds. I said, are you qualifying your clients? The agent said, yes. I talked to them. One was a teacher. One was this. I said, no, are you qualifying your client? She said, no, they told me it was important. I said, no, are you qualifying that they want to apply? She goes, I don't understand. And I said, repeat this. She wrote it down. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
But these are the things that we teach in coaching. And if you can learn the power of the micro agreement in your conversations with clients as a guide, if you are a guide leading a team on a hike or on an adventure, it's your job and responsibility to turn around every so often and look at your crew and say, how's everyone doing? Is everyone with me?
Need some water.
Right? Who needs water? This is what's going to happen next. We're going to go up around this turn, and when we get up there, we're going to have a beautiful view of the entire valley, and you're going to see the city there. You don't have to stop and take photos here. Trust me, once we get over there, that's the photo spot. I know some of you are trying not to miss some stuff, but in about 2 minutes, you're going to see why this is the best spot. And if you can trust me, we're going to keep moving. All right, everyone with me? All right, let's go. And you turn around and go. Is everyone with me? And they say yes, and you go. That's a good guide.
Yes.
So as a life insurance agent, you'd also need to be that guide.
That's right.
And it takes you pausing, stopping, checking temperature, and getting tie-down interest, hitting tie-down agreements or micro agreements along the way.
Yeah.
Because if you get enough little yeses, you get, in the end, the big yes.
Yes.
Tom Hopkins, real estate guy, big sales guy back in the day. Act Like a Lamb, Sell Like a Lion was his book. He said, if you get enough little yeses, you get a big yes at the end. Micro agreements.
I like it. Very good.
Let's wrap.
I think that's good. I go back and watch it and look, watch this episode. Look at that engagement between Roger and I. I'm sure you're having those conversations, or you're at least hearing some of those things. Like, I need to think about it, or it's something we would consider, but you move on. You didn't tie it down. That is a moment where it could have been tied down, but you didn't realize how. So
you didn't realize how. And sometimes people, Chris, will pause there and they'll say, well, if it's affordable. Well, it depends.
Right.
Sometimes they'll just say, well, it depends.
Right.
I'm trying to get a commitment. They say, you want to at least apply, right? And they go, well, it depends.
Right.
Depends on what? Well, how much it is. Exactly. Well, that's why I said if it's affordable.
Right.
You tell me how much you want to put in the plan.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, if you don't want to put anything in the plan, that's the cheapest plan ever, but you also don't get any benefit for Lisa. So depends on how much you love her, I guess.
Yeah, that's a great line.
Do you love your wife, Chris? I mean, you can get really aggressive with the tie downs, but obviously you're leading people.
Yeah, and you know, I would say it's a practice. If you can practice this, go through your script. Your script doesn't have I promise you, your script doesn't have it. Most scripts don't have it. I haven't seen a ton that do. So if you're in the practice of it, look for a spot. Like you can, it's this simple where you can say, in your belief statement, if you have a belief statement, Roger, have you ever seen a GoFundMe used for burial coverage?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Now, you and I would probably agree that's probably not the best way to take care of their final expenses, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing.
Right. Yeah. So that allows you to
bringing people with you. And you're eliminating objections.
Yeah.
Because if you don't take care of this and your family doesn't have the money, they're probably going to put up a
GoFundMe page.
And now you just forced them to do that. You don't want that, do you, Chris?
No.
That's a good tie down.
Yeah, there you
All
go.
right. Guys, thank you for watching this episode. I know it's a short one. I hope it was valuable. Hope we get a great hook on the front of this one so you stay on and watch it because it's gold.
It's gold.
Gold in them there questions. Tie them down. Tie down the tent. Tie down the foundation. When you get to the end, it won't all blow away with one gust of wind.
Yep.
We'll see you on the next episode of the Life Insurance Academy podcast.